As AI continues to develop rapidly, can you share your thoughts on how China has been advancing AI governance in recent years?
Well, I think when China established the National AI Development Plan, within that, actually, there's at least more than 10 times mentioning the importance of ethics and governance overall. Um, as far as I could remember, back to at least 2019, as one of the experts in the National AI Governance Committee, me and my colleague developed the National AI Governance Principles, which actually tells not only in China, but also the world, where China AI is actually going. So where actually is China going for AI? Is it only for China, or it's for world benefits? I think this is very important question to be answered within the national AI governance principles, which actually set the vision, where are we going, the directions for China AI. So within that, we've been talking about AI is an enabling technology that should be used to push forward global sustainable development and serve as an enabling technology for human community of shared future. So I think that is very important to get to know that China AI is not only serving for China, it's really for global sustainable development and community of shared future. After that, I think it's been 2 years later, for the National AI Governance Committee, we released the National AI Ethics Specification, which is actually detailed design of AI ethics norms in China for ethics reviews. So I think these are the at least one of the two most important documentation for China to push forward AI governance. Well, actually, after that, the Chinese government released a document saying we should strengthen scientific ethics for all the science areas, including AI. It also set out an agenda saying that for some of the high-risk domains, like applications related to processing human-related data, like unmanned systems. These are, sort of, more danger, high risk areas that maybe need a second ethics review. So I think this is very frontier trying from the policy side in China AI. Well, everything has to go into the details and actually to be grounded into reality. So this is why I think starting from this year, many ministries and well, actually, it went back to last year. Many ministry and city level AI ethics review committee has been established. So the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, they've been working on detailed ethics, AI ethics review guidelines to guide the domestic tryings here in China. Not only these, not only these domestic tryings, what is even more actually important is how China AI governance can actually contribute to the global efforts. So this is why during the Belt and Road Conference last year, actually, there's a release of the Global AI Governance Initiative by our government. So actually, the Global AI Governance Initiative tells about the importance of building ethical, trustworthy, and safe AI instead of, having AI to be used in a wild way. Well, on the other side, we also talk about inclusivity, so that China AI governance models can be connected to the rest of the world, and also to promote AI fair use in many of the low and middle income countries. Well, I think the trying of China AI governance actually is part of the global process, of course. So this is why the Chinese government also endorsed that the United Nations should serve as the core for global AI governance. By using the platform of UN, the Chinese effort actually can be, one of the best practices that can be shared to the world, working together with 194 other countries.
Mm. Like you said, the AI governance is a global process. So can you elaborate a bit more on how China and other Asian nations to collaborate more effectively in advancing the global process?
Yeah, I think Asia is very unique in a way that we share many of the um, actually non-Western values. For the role of AI uh, in actually for the West, they've been sharing a vision AI only as a tool. And in sci-fi, maybe you also get to notice that they think AI could be the enemies or terminators for the human society. But in Asia, I would say that most countries appreciate the vision of having AI not only as a tool, but also in the very long future, it could also be a companion or partner of the human society. So not so many Western people accept this kind of vision. But this is very popular in Asia, and also countries like Japan, they have more senior age people, so they need companions, AI companions actually to assist the society. So I think what is unique from Asia is that we share a vision of a symbiotic society. That is to live in harmony between human and technology, and also living in harmony among different species, different countries assisted by AI. So what I wanted to add is that we need more sharing of best practices. I think the trying of humanoid robot, of non-humanoid robot, actually start in Japan. Many of the robots like a pet, like a dog, or like a seal, they've been serving as a companion to the elderly. Well, for the humanoid robot, we see tremendous growth this year in China. So I would say either in industry or in the family setting, for China now we have more experiences on the pros and cons of agentic AI or humanoid robot that can be used in different scenarios. So I think countries like China should share this kind of practices from a companion point of view to the rest of Asian countries, and to co-develop and to make a progress for the concept and the vision of living harmony and the symbiotic society.
Mm-hmm. As you believe the AI or robots can be our companions rather than the enemy, uh, but I know some of the developing countries are still facing challenges in keeping pace with AI advancements. So, what strategies can be adopted to ensure that these nations are fully engaged in the global AI governance process?
Oh, they do. They do have these challenges. I think still, up until now, there's still 1/3 of the people worldwide who doesn't really have internet connection, let alone AI. So now actually, the digital divide has been extended to AI divide, which is horrible, actually. So I think the first step is really, if possible, if this is all possible, is to let the UN to lead, to have a global AI fund. donated by different countries and stakeholders, and then actually to solve in the first step about the connectivity problems, and then to bring the AI services through networking and connectivity and the internet, and then to bridge this digital and AI divide. I'm not saying AI now it's really a companion. Now AI is still a tool, actually. The technology, they're only enabled tools for now. But maybe we need a new starting point to make AI more towards more companion style instead of only information processing tools. Well, I think AI will stay as a tool in most cases, but for those scenarios that people appreciate companions, AI should also play a role on that.
And how can we promote technology justice to ensure AI benefits are shared more equitably worldwide?
Yeah, I think the short answer is capacity building. Last year, the Chinese government decided to release the AI capacity building for good and for all planning under the occasion of UNGA. So last year, the special representative of President Xi Jinping, Minister Wang Yi, actually announced this capacity building plan at the United Nations headquarters. So actually, what actually do we mean by AI capacity building? Is that for AI capacities, data, algorithms, infrastructure, services, and also safety and governance capacity, literacy, these are all the capacities that are needed worldwide. So countries like the United States, China, are actually in a more advanced stage that developed most frontier AI models, that actually deploy most frontier AI applications. So by that, this is why the Chinese government says that for this kind of capacity, we're not only giving the low and middle income countries services, but also give them the capability of fishing, not only giving them the fish. So that's one of the examples that you can see, although it's actually a bottom-up trying, it's not a top-down design, is the success of DeepSeek. So DeepSeek, now they're taking the approach of open resource. So what they do, actually they didn't plan actually to do capacity building for everyone. They just choose this model. They focus on building the most frontier AI models themselves and leave it to the society and the world on how DeepSeek can be used. And now many people have DeepSeek apps, not only mostly everyone in China who has a cell phone, but also all over the world. The DeepSeek has been ranked #1 for a long time for app downloads worldwide. Well, on the other side, what you can see is now DeepSeek, I would say they didn't focus too much on providing a very stable services. So, but when using DeepSeek app, they always says that the server is very busy, so they don't really actually focus on that. But for many other companies, like Tencent and Baidu, they're actually providing more stable DeepSeek online services together with their search functionalities. So I think this is good. And not only companies within China, but also like Microsoft, Amazon, and even NVIDIA, they provide DeepSeek services outside China to the world. So what if DeepSeek does not is not really taking this open resource model and then to close their efforts, just like the OpenAI tried. Well, for that, you cannot really have AI capacity building. So DeepSeek is not a, like I said, again, it's not a top-down design. It's really, a volunteer trying, but the effect is that it meets the requirement from the Chinese government on AI capacity building. So I think DeepSeek is a fascinating example that we do frontier research here. We choose a appropriate model for the world to be used, and then this kind of success is magically happening. But it's not a magic, it's the choice. It's the choice of the open resource paradigm, and it's the choice to leave the capacity to each and every of the countries worldwide.
And just a quick question. I know you must have been using DeepSeek a lot.
Yeah, I do.
How would you comment, or what are your thoughts on its performance?
Well, I think within the very first DeepSeek versions, uh, which has actually come to the public community, I think everyone was familiar with DeepSeek v3 or DeepSeek R1. They're most widely used DeepSeek versions. I would say in the very beginning, the problem-solving capability can be compared to most powerful large language models worldwide. So it can be compared to OpenAI tries, Cloud tries. Well, on the other side, at the very beginning, they focus on functions, cognitive functions, or AI services that DeepSeek can do, but at the very beginning, from the safety point of view, there's still further steps that they will have to go. But actually, I'm very happy that they release another version of DeepSeek v3, which I see tremendous growth on the capabilities related to ethics and safety. Now, from the ethics and safety point of view, DeepSeek can be compared to the best models worldwide. So I would say now from the performance, from the ethics and governance point of view, and everything, now DeepSeek is, well, at least I would say in within the three of the most powerful and with the best capabilities type of large language models worldwide.
As you were also here at the forum last year, what role has this year's Boao Forum played in advancing AI governance and development?
I think the problem raised in last year is very important. That within my session, there are many experts says that AI safety is very important. We need to provide safeguards for large language models last year. But actually, even within the expert group last year, not so many of us get to know exactly how we can build a safety safeguard for these most frontier AI models, because we don't understand the details, the science is not there. Large language models in most cases, this is still a sort of, black box. We don't know how to actually regulate in a more efficient way. But for this year, I think I'm very proudly to say that through the efforts of approximately a whole year for the world, we know how to build a safeguard and ethics safeguard for the large language models. Many people were thinking that safety and development is contradictory to each other. When you put so much emphasis on safety, maybe you lose the opportunity for development. And through our scientific experiment, this is not true. Actually, we can provide a very powerful AI safety guard for large language models. Well, on the other hand, we keep the capabilities of these large language models not to drop even 100% of their capability. So that means for safety and development, you can have both at the same time. this year for our panel, I remember that I'm providing the confidence of having safety and making a progress in development at the same time as a scientific evidence, which can be scientifically proved. And my colleague, Professor Yaqing Zhang from Tsinghua University, put emphasis on standardization is one of the approaches to ensure AI safety globally. And another professor, Jiang Xiaojuan from Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, she appreciated actually the power of DeepSeek of providing factual knowledge from the web on the fly instead of only have generative contents. So I think these are some of the new insights through this year for the Broad Forum. So I would say making a balance between application development and governance will be a long-term discussion through the process of AI development. So I'll be really looking forward to next year for the discussion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is CGTN Radio. Hear the difference.